Hi guys, welcome to another YouTube video on the Classic Quilts channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can embroider something on a surface without hooping it. Exactly, without hooping it. And most of the time, all of us who love to embroider on our machines, we are always struggling to hoop the fabric, make sure it's tight enough, make sure things are straight enough. So I have a really nice method that you could use for surfaces that are difficult to hoop, and you're going to find this very time friendly in terms of how long it takes for you to hoop and embroider, and you're going to find it a lot more fun. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We will be embroidering on a baby sleep suit or a full sleeve romper, whatever you call it. This is already embroidered in the front, and I'm just going to add Betty's name onto the back. So let me take you through how I'm going to embroider on this without hooping it. Okay. I have already sort of placed a tape on my fabric just to know how straight I want my embroidery to come out. And I've already marked over here the center of the onesie so that whatever letters come out, they come out from the center and out to the side. So the positioning is sort of sorted out with this tape. All right. Just to give you a rough idea, I know it's a 5-letter word. I'm expecting the design to measure roughly around 14 centimeters in width, and I'm going to allow the machine to decide the height. But in my head, I'm aiming for 5 centimeters in height. If you're into inches, that's around 2 inches by around 6 inches, and that's how big I want the letter name to come out on the back. So this is the medium hoop by the BERNINA, and as you can see, for a 5-letter name, I think actually this would not be such a bad idea to use. Sorry about that. As you can see, 14 centimeters by 5 centimeters just approximately fits inside. But what if I wanted to make it 18 centimeters, right? If I wanted to have a much larger name, right? So that's where something like this probably is an inadequate choice. And then when I move on to the next biggest hoop, that's the large oval hoop, this just looks really too big. And of course, there are a lot of seasoned embroiderers who take their chances and then they overlap and they stretch it and then they hoop it like this. But I find that uneven bumpiness quite a risk when it comes to maintaining straightness. So this is where hoopless methods actually really works. So I'm going to show you now how I do hoopless embroidery, and hopefully you guys can use this for all your future projects. So the main product I'm going to be using here is a sticky stabilizer by Sulky. This is a wash away stabilizer, which means that after I finish my embroidery, if I dip my fabric into a little bit of water, all of this dissolves. All right, so I'm going to fix this at the back of the hoop, and I'm going to turn it over. And just make sure it's flat. A lot of you ask whether you could use adhesive spray-on. It's definitely possible to use that as well, but where I work in Classic Quilts in Dubai, we can't really import this product very easily, so this is a fantastic alternative and it sticks pretty well. So I'm now going to cut the excess and I'm going to come back. Cut the excess. The other thing that I'm going to need is tearaway stabilizer. I've just got plenty over here, and the rest is on the machine. Let's go. I'm on my machine, and like I said, I'm going to digitize the letters on it as well because the 590 has plenty of letter options. I'm going to pick a funky nice font that would look good on a onesie, and I'm going to write Betty's name here. I want to do it in all capitals. If I want to do it in small letters, it's always possible, but I'm happy with capital letters. Remember, I said I wanted to take the measurement at around 5 centimeters tall by around 15 centimeters wide. Right now, if you look at the screen, you should be able to see that I'm way off it. It's right now only 9 by 3 centimeters. So I'm going to first change the hoop to the oval hoop, so it's the larger hoop. And then I'm going to rotate the design. And now I'm going to increase the size. Sorry, that's the wrong one. There we go. I'm going to increase the size, and you can see over here that the size is changing as I turn the knob, till I'm able to hit either 150 millimeters, which is 15 centimeters, or 50 millimeters on the height, which is 5 centimeters. And I got 45 by 150, which I think is fair enough. And I'm going to keep that size. All right. Now is where I'm going to actually show you how this hoopless stabilizing works. All I have to do, guys, is just place, try to be as approximately straight as I can be, and that's just kind of it. I have the stickiness of the stabilizer is holding the straight, and I'm going to float the tearaway stabilizer underneath to give it stability. I have made sure it is approximately straight, and there is the beautiful pinpoint embroidery placement feature on the 590 that's going to make sure that my embroidery is exactly on this line. So let's go explore that and let us finish this embroidery. So guys, pinpoint placement allows me to only have 2 registration points, and I'm hoping that as we go through this placement tutorial I can show that to you. And for me, since I want it to be on straight against this line, I'm going to use the outer 2 points as my indicator. But before I do that, I want to make sure that the design is centered with respect to this mark. So the first thing I'm going to do, you look at the screen, I'm going to come to the hoop and I'm going to select the target symbol. And you can see it's come literally to the middle of my 5-letter word on the T, right in the center of the design. Just want to make sure that if I keep a straight line approximately between the needle and that line, it's sort of there. It doesn't look like it is, so I'm just going to take this as an opportunity to maybe move this guy just a little bit that way. So now it feels like it's in line with this middle point that I've marked on the paper. Now that I'm okay with that, I'm going to then come to pinpoint, which is this guy here. And I'm going to now start marking the line. So let's come here. I want to make sure that so that's on one side of the line, and I'm going to click set. And then you see it's not straightly hooped, which is why it's going down there. So I have an opportunity to move this guy a little bit up, and my machine software is sort of adjusting the position, and that looks straight. So I'm going to click that as set as well. Just going to double check that the middle is in the middle. Not too bad, is it? I think it's pretty approximate. So I'm okay with this. I think that once I finish embroidering this name, it's going to look like it's straight, it's going to look like it's centered, and I haven't hooped it. So basically I've accomplished all the 3 boxes on being lazy, but being successful. Now that I'm confident about this, it's time for me to sort of remove this little plaster. Don't need it anymore. Note that this is not enough when it comes to stabilizing. I don't want my fabric to tear. I want my embroidery to come out nicely. So I am going to be using 2 layers of tearaway stabilizer. That was a little shabby for YouTube, I'm sorry. But anyways, as I'm ready to embroider and my green signal has come up there, before I start, I'm just going to make sure that I float this stabilizer underneath so that it gives stability to my embroidery. I will not start fast. I'm going to go a bit slow so that I'm able to, I keep the dial down so that I'm able to see how the embroidery is coming up, whether I need to rethread or anything before I go ahead full throttle. Let's see how this comes. All right, cleanup is easy, guys. Since it's a tearaway stabilizer, you just have to tear this off. All right, now I will peel off this stabilizer from the hoop, cut around this stabilizer just around the letters, and because this is a water solvey stabilizer, once I put the onesie for wash, it's like this never even existed. So it's easy, it's simple. I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to show you the front side, and you know what, I'm excited for you guys to try the same. All right.